Breaking news coming in regard to the firing incident that's taken place in Katwa. One civilian was injured, but now one CRPF Jawan has been killed in that operation, which has been underway since late last night. Now, three civilians and a hostage situation was something that was emerging earlier, which was false news. One civilian has been injured and one CRPF Jawan has been killed. The operations are still underway. This is a fresh infiltration. Do remember, there have been 3 incidents of terror attacks which have taken place in the Jammu region of J&K in the last 3 days alone. So there was an army base in Doda district that has also been attacked. There has been a gun battle that's been on since late last night. Operations are still underway in that particular area of Doda. From what we're hearing, as far as the Katwa attack is concerned, one civilian has been injured, one CRPF Jawan has lost his life in that attack by the terrorists. This comes on the heels of that attack that took place in the Riyasi area of Jammu and Kashmir on a Sunday, in which the pilgrims travelling to Vaishno Devi were attacked. The terrorists had opened fire on a bus in which 9 pilgrims died and 33 others were injured. That bus that fell into a gorge while the terrorists were opening fire at that bus, which attacked the people on that bus. So here we have the third attack which has come about. A CRPF Jawan has lost his life in an attack by the terrorists in the Katwa area. The Pakistani terror has claimed the life of that CRPF Jawan in that terror attack that's taken place in the Jammu region of Jammu and Kashmir. We have my colleague Nazir joining us. Nazir, very tragic news coming in. I mean, we do know operations are still underway from yesterday, whether it's in Katwa or in the Doda district. And from what we're hearing now is that one CRPF Jawan has lost his life.
Yeah, exactly. We have actually reported it already because now we are getting information from multiple sources that a CRPF Jawan was injured, has died in this encounter. As we have reported earlier also, because there was a firing early in the morning. Even the senior officers' vehicles came into the fire. One CRPF Jawan was hit by bullets. He was critically injured. He was shifted to hospital where doctors declared him, dead on arrival. So one soldier, CRPF Jawan has lost his life. That is the Kutwa encounter. But then there's Doda encounter also, in which 5 army soldiers and 1 SPO have been injured. They have been shifted to hospital where their condition is stated to be out of danger. So these 2 ongoing encounters in Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu region, Doda region, and also the Kutwa area district. And this is the third. There were 3 attacks in last 3 days, which clearly indicates how, tricky and difficult situation is. And, since yesterday evening, security forces are engaged in this ongoing situation in Kutwa village, where militants appeared in Seda village, and then according to police, they asked water from the villagers. Villagers were panicked. They raised hue and cry. They shut their doors. In between, police came, and one militant tried to lob a grenade. It exploded in his hand, and it appears that he may have died because of his own grenade. But there are at least 1 to 2 militants still, hiding there or at large in the village. So security forces have zeroed in the cordon. Early in the morning, in the wee hours, there was fresh firing, and CRPF man came under fire, and he was critically injured and later died due to injuries. A vehicle of senior police officers also came under fire. They had a narrow escape. So this ongoing situation, which clearly indicates that the areas which were completely free from militancy have again become the high on terror radar, and particularly Jammu region. This also shows the challenge for the security agencies in areas where there's not much focus, because whole focus was in the Kashmir Valley to deal with militancy and finish it. But now it appears that militancy is spreading to the plains of Jammu, as well as we see from Pir Panjal, Poonch Rajouri, which have been disturbed for the last 2-3 years. Now it is going right up to the Doda region, where we see this attack on army installation late last evening, in which 5 army soldiers and 1 SPO have been injured. A major operation has been launched by the army and other security agencies, and Badarwa Pathankot road has also been closed as the search operation is underway. And so far there is no inkling where these militants are. They have managed to escape, because the dense forest and the mountains provide perfect shelter to these militants in these regions. So this is an ongoing situation, 3 attacks in 3 days, and 1 CRPF person has been killed, which is the latest, information from the ongoing operation in Kutwa.
Right, Nazir, very tragic news coming in of one CRPF Jawan who has lost his life in that terror attack that's taken place. And 6 officials, like you mentioned, soldiers and 1 police official who have been injured in a separate attack which has taken place in the Doda district of Jammu and Kashmir. The third such incident that's taking place in a matter of 3 days in Jammu and Kashmir. And like Nazir was mentioning, that these terror attacks are now taking place in the Jammu region, which is relatively a safer area, which is known to be safe, is now seeing an increase as far as the terror radar is concerned in the plains of Jammu, as far as the region of Jammu and Kashmir is concerned. Nazir, take us through, as far as the Doda attack is concerned, are operations still underway?
Yeah, of course, as I said, this operation is underway, and Bhadrava is part of the Doda district, and Bhadrava, as I said, Bhadrava Pathankot road, which has been closed. It is an alternate road link. Besides Jammu Pathankot road, there is also Bhadrava Pathankot road. So that has been closed because the operation is going on in the same area. Doda is not closed LOC also. It is far, far away from the LOC. So in between is Udhampur district, Riyasi district, then the Rajouri and Poonch districts, you can imagine, or the Jammu. So it is almost, these 2 operations that make it a bit geographical, view of this area. For example, this Kutwa is near the Punjab border in Pathankot. And the Doda region is which is called the Chenab Valley region. It is the south of the Pir Panjal mountains. Like we have Poonch and Rajouri in the south of Pir Panjal region. So almost 300 kilometer distance. So you can imagine how militants have established their presence in all the regions of Jammu province. So it cannot happen overnight. For example, this is not a coincidence that all the 3 attacks will happen, one after another, back-to-back attacks, one on the Yatris, and then 2 more attacks yesterday evening. So it's not just a coincidence unless it is being properly planned, and then it's being executed by the men who appear to be highly trained. And in Doda army attack, where army was attacked and then they managed to escape, while as a cordon search operation has been launched in the area to track them down. But if we see in last 2 to 3 years, particularly since October 2021, when we clearly saw the resurgence of deadly militancy in Poonch Rajouri region. 39 army soldiers have been killed in Poonch Rajouri, 20 civilians have been killed in the same region. In most of the attacks, the attackers have managed to get away after the attack because the mountainous region is natural caves and the dense forests provide perfect shelter to them. Right now, the technology is being used, drones are being used to pinpoint this, to locate these militants in Kutwa and also in Doda. But in mountainous areas, even the technology is not working. While you see, for example, in Riyasi, where the attack on Yatris had taken place, in many places, even the phone lines are not working, internet is not working. So the technology is not helpful in such areas also. And when you have somebody, someone who is ready to die, and has been trained like that, because in the past incidents, Army has said these are clearly battle-hardened and they may have fought in Afghanistan as well. That is what Army has said. So this remains a big challenge. So at a time when everybody was talking that militancy has been finished in Jammu and Kashmir, we see militancy spreading into the areas which were actually free from militancy, and Jammu increasingly high on terror radar. So that remains a big challenge. It also increases the cost of engagement for the security forces. For example, after the Galwan incident in Ladakh in 2020, a substantial chunk of army was pulled out from Poonch Rajouri. It was deployed near the line of actual control after the Chinese, China created that situation, Galwan incident. But because of the situation, repeated attacks in Poonch and Rajouri, one more division has to be redeployed in this area. So that remains a security challenge. It becomes a zero-sum game. That is a big challenge for the security forces, particularly the new army chief now who was already has served here, Northern Army chief here also,
Right.
and the government, which has been saying they have almost succeeded in finishing militancy in Jammu Kashmir.
Right. Thank you so much, Nazir, for getting us all those details.